It is with great pride that we highlight the remarkable work and achievements of Honorable Joachim Henry, Parliamentary Representative for Castries South-East. As a dedicated leader and visionary, Honorable Henry has remained steadfast in his commitment to improving the lives of the people within our constituency. Through initiatives and unwavering determination, he has tackled long-standing community challenges and ushered in a new era of development. His leadership has not only transformed infrastructure, but has also empowered residents through social programs and economic opportunities. Let us take a look at the progress and initiatives that has shaped the past year in Castries South-East. Cul-de-sac Sewage Project. For many years, the cul-de-sac community endured the unbearable stench from the sewer system. Honorable Joachim Henry has taken decisive action, laying most of the necessary piping, with the final stage connecting to the newly constructed community center. This long overdue project will significantly improve sanitation and enhance the quality of lives for the residents of cul-de-sac. The Cul-de-sac Community Center. The aging community center, once gifted by the Gist family, had become dilapidated and no longer met the needs of the people. Today, through the tireless efforts of Honorable Joachim Henry, a brand new, modern facility is 50% complete. Soon, it will serve as a hub for social, educational, and cultural activities for the people of cul-de-sac. Badani Center Land Ownership and Renovation. For over 50 years, the Badani community has occupied land for its center without legal ownership. Honorable Henry is now finalizing the transfer process, ensuring the community secures its rightful place and can continue to benefit from this vital space. The Bel Air Community Center and Preschool Development. Recognizing the importance of early childhood education, Honorable Henry has championed the long-awaited preschool in Bel Air. Now, 85% complete, this center will provide a nurturing space for young learners, fulfilling a promise made decades ago. Signature Project, Bus Stop with Business Potential. A signature project under Honorable Henry's leadership is the innovative Bus Stop with Business Potential, featuring a hair salon, barbershop, and restroom facilities. This initiative is not just about convenience, it's about economic empowerment. This model could soon be replicated in many other communities. Labey Early Childhood Development Center. Education remains a priority, and Honorable Henry has ensured the refurbishment and expansion of the Labey Early Childhood Development Center. Nearing completion, this improved facility will provide a comfortable and stimulating learning environment for our young residents. Wavin Poisson Business Cottage. Responding to the needs of the community, Honorable Henry has spearheaded the construction of a business cottage in Wavin Poisson, replacing an abandoned music studio project. This space will provide opportunities for local entrepreneurs and contribute to economic growth. Road infrastructure improvements. Under Honorable Henry's leadership, numerous roads have been upgraded, including key access routes in Cronglands, Bexar, Forestier, Twapiton Road, St. Lucy's Avenue, and Mark. Additionally, the Mont-Belay Road has been significantly improved, enhancing mobility and transport services. Burial assistance, small business, and educational support. Honorable Henry understands that development extends beyond infrastructure. Over the past years, His initiatives has provided over 54 grieving families have benefited from burial assistance. 180 persons have benefited from housing assistance. 40 persons receive income support. 112 persons benefited from medical assistance. Over 142 families benefited from educational assistance, ensuring every child has access to quality education. 42 small business owners were given support, and over 202 in sponsorships for community clubs and associations. Monbele Bus Service. Previously underserved, Monbele now benefits from a dedicated bus service, making communication and transportation easier for the residents of Monbele. This initiative, championed by our Honorable Henry, has greatly improved daily life in the community. Honorable Joachim Henry's commitment to Castries Southeast is evident in the tangible progress made over the past years, from improved infrastructure and educational development to economic empowerment and social support. His leadership continues to shape a brighter future for us all. As we move forward, let us stand together in support of these transformative efforts, ensuring that no one is left behind. Thank you for being part of this journey together towards a stronger, more vibrant constituency for the people of Castries Southeast.
Thank you very much, Castries Southeast. Good evening, everyone. Wow. I'm so thankful so many of you are here. Of course, that video may have placed me in a little bit of problems because I really wanted to share that with you. I've been hiding it for so many months because I want more. And if the Prime Minister recognized so much, well, I don't know what will happen on Monday. I don't think I'll be able to say CDP anymore. Yes, but we have to continue. It's all about you, Castries Southeast. It's all about the people that have been placed in our care. It's all about the Labour Party and putting people first. It's always about you. But I must thank the Prime Minister. The Minister of Finance made it possible for you. You know, so many times you hear the term putting people first. And sometimes the people on the other side, some UWPs, are angry when we say we put you first. Because they know when we put you first, you will also put us first. And the time is coming when you will put us first. So, this evening, I just want to share with you the perspective from the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment. After listening and viewing these videos, I ought not to say anything more, but of course, you would have questions to ask. But the ministry's output is important. And this evening, I want you to listen carefully and understand what the Ministry of Equity is doing. Very often, in fact, most of the times, I hear persons speaking about les pauvres. And people want to be on public assistance. The Ministry of Equity has received quite a bit of resources from the Prime Minister to support the public assistance program. Of course, we have used over 10 million every year. And in the first year, the Prime Minister gave us 20 million. So for 3.5 years, this government, the Minister of Finance, Philip J. Pierre, has provided over 50 million towards poor people in this country. 50 million. 3.5 years, the Prime Minister has invested that amount in what you call les pauvres, persons receiving $400, some persons receiving $250. But tonight I want you to understand that public assistance is not for everyone. And sometimes it pains me when I hear persons ask to be placed on public assistance. Public assistance are for persons who are in critical need of that support. So sometimes you qualify as a poor person, but you're not qualified to receive public assistance because there's somebody worse than you. That's important to understand. Avec des lèm when pou di, lèm moun vini when pou di yo, mais oui moi savent pauvre, mais oui moi savent ou ni a toaka, mais oui moi savent bagay wè de pou, mais la han les pauvres là, ou pas qualif, ou pas sa han ni parce que là ni moun qui plus mauvais avec une situation plus mauvais passo. And it's important we understand that. So I give examples to persons saying that you may have been out of a job, you are unemployed, you cannot pay your bills, you owe courts, and you come to the Ministry of Equity. That does not qualify you to be on public assistance. Because unemployed as you may be, you may find a job, but there's somebody who is a double amputee with a family on dialysis, with young children. That person may qualify more than you. To date, I can tell you that we have what we consider to be a feedback redress mechanism launched under this government. So when you apply for public assistance and you do not get it, there is a platform, there is a mechanism for you to go and speak to a committee and say, I applied for public assistance and I didn't get it. I think my situation deserves a second look. And that independent committee will assess you again. The feedback redress mechanism is a level of transparency and accountability that persons do not say that the ministry did not approve them, because those who are administering the public assistance program cannot be those with the final say as to who should be on it. This government has empowered people to do so because we put you first. Our safety net programs, remember the COVID support. Over 5,000 persons received $1,500 because they did not receive any support under the previous arrangement. This Prime Minister made the funds available to the Ministry of Equity. Community development for 2024-2025, 2023-2024, for the past 3 years, a total of over $16 million was invested in community development. We received an additional approximately $10 million on human services. Why would the government invest under the human services support? There are persons who endure abuse. L'année en madame vin office là, celle sa ite sa koui epi se had la in lay. And we have to house them. We have to protect them. So we have almost 16 homes being rented. And we have families placed in those homes at the advice of the court, and we have to pay for it. We are putting our people first. These things I cannot show on the screen. And there are many things that this government is doing that cannot be placed on a video. You cannot share it. I cannot share the many persons who are receiving support as HIV persons that this government has made provision for over all the years that we're there. I cannot share with you the children who are critically disabled, who are receiving support every month and are receiving care and visitation from the Ministry of Equity. I cannot share it in videos. My brothers and sisters, we do this thing not because we are instructed to do so. We do this thing not because the problem exists. We do these things because we care. We are a caring government. And when the time comes, you must never forget the word caring. Parce que mouna sa gade bel mouna sa nyon shayla han, mouna sa ni tout kalte soute e ka pale accent si I pa mele e pou I pa kay fan an yen ba ou. It's important. And this upcoming election is about caring. Of course, so many times when sitting in cabinet and the Prime Minister comes up with ideas demonstrating his love for St. Lucians, when he came up with the bonus, first time ever, that did not come from cabinet ministers, that came from the Prime Minister. Nobody prompted him to say that. He did it. Christmas time coming, school opening, this Prime Minister is thinking of you. The stimulus exercise, short-term employment program, and all of the cleaning you see taking place around St. Lucia, a lot of funds are being made available. Over $5 million in one stint. So you see people working around, cleaning around the streets. $5 million, one-step cycle. So that persons can get a little bit of monies to do something. It is out of caring these initiatives are actually being developed and conceptualized. It is not only for us to clean the road. It is more important that you participate in employment, in gainful employment to the Prime Minister than even the road being cleaned. We are concerned about we cleaning our communities, but the Prime Minister is even more concerned about you receiving some funds so that you could take care of your family, you could take care of yourself in difficult times. So when the question is asked, what are we doing because of inflation? By the member for Mikud South for probably for mistake la pièce Mikud say Mikud la. Jeremiah do not want me to get it wrong. But this person who was the former Prime Minister, when he speaks about what this government is doing because of the increased cost of goods, short-term employment program, stimulus, almost for the year we spent $15 million in it. Who received it? The ordinary people of St. Lucia, not large contractors. You and you and you, so many of you participated in it. And I'm so happy that the funds were made available through the St. Lucia Social Development Fund. More money for the ministry. Prime Minister, I'm only representing what you give me here tonight. Also, you know, we have a trouble issue with our boys. Our boys these days are given trouble. And of course, as I speak here, I must remember Kafia, some of our boys. Kafia, who has not buried her son yet. Christine from Crownlands. Also Miss Philomen from Chopin. And as well as, of course, Petra in Lacroix, who has already buried her son, who was a strong follower and supporter of activities in Castries office whenever we had our campaign. But those 4 young boys are now at rest and their parents are grieving. It has been said, what is the government doing about crime? What are we doing? Well, apart from the Prime Minister, and I'm not here to speak about support to the police, and of course you've heard and have seen so much equipment being given to the police officer, at the Ministry of Equity, our Boys Matter program is geared towards targeting young men who are showing early signs of starting to give trouble so we could direct them to a path that we can save them. This Prime Minister has made the funds available. So we are not there just talking about those persons who say, let's talk about Sayo Cafe. We are doing something. And we have some success. That is why sometimes I always ask for a little more. Would the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, if you want to hear troops, sometimes. Because I really sometimes troubling him because I want more. I want to bring the curtains end on what we have done and basically open up for you to ask your questions. But I want to leave with you a few things to consider. It's important that you remember always the role of the Ministry of Equity, the ministry that I'm responsible for, social justice and empowerment. We have an aspiration at this ministry to ensure that our society becomes more equal. So we understand that our society is unequal. And the Prime Minister is the one who named and conceptualized the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment. For this reason, we are going to have a new country poverty survey. Currently, it shows that almost half of the wealth of the country is skewed towards, a few persons at the top. And all effort being made in our normal system of allocating resources, that continue to happen. So you would see that your children, your grandmother was poor, you are surviving, but with economic shocks in your life, like a heart attack or a stroke in your family, if you are not prepared for it, you suffer and you lose the achievement that you've made. Being able to grow wealth in your family is an important thing. We at the ministry, we will put away the word poverty and start talking about wealth creation. Because we believe even if you are below the poverty line, you can contribute to wealth creation. A lot of us believe that in our minds that we cannot do better. It's in our mind. Even if it's a wheelbarrow you leave before you take your last breath, somebody can use it to move forward. So instead of thinking as to how poor you are, you need to start thinking as to how you can contribute to the next generation through wealth creation. This Prime Minister has announced that he's going to establish what we consider a sovereign wealth fund. I heard, as soon as he said that, I listened to, what's his name in America, the new president. Trump said he's going to have a sovereign wealth fund as well. So I said it's either Wayne Girard talking to Trump or Trump listening to what we're saying. But the Prime Minister said that before Trump announced it. Long before. But what's important, the Prime Minister is sending a message to each one of us and each one of you that wealth creation is the business for every one of us, because we cannot consume everything that we can produce. It doesn't matter how poor we are. There's always something to leave behind. Always something to leave behind. And tonight, I want you to think of that. Because as the work of the Ministry of Equity move forward, as we do our next country poverty survey, as we stop using the words graduation, but we talk about transformation, you in your family must take responsibility and contribute to what the next generation, your generation, will be like. And you can make a contribution. The Prime Minister continue to invest directly in you. You do not have to wait for crumbs to fall through the table of the economic process to get something. Step. Public assistance, every effort by the Prime Minister is that he invests directly in vulnerable populations. Some people don't like that. I've heard somebody said on one of the radio programs, how will he sustain it? Kimanye Philippe kay continue bay tout ça ka bay la. Depuis l'année bon Dieu. Depuis l'année bon Dieu. If there's a will, there must be a way. Nous kay continue. We will continue to put you first. We'll continue to provide for you. And this Prime Minister will maintain the posture, the trajectory that we want to invest in ordinary solutions that you realize in your family, as small as it is, wealth creation, so that the next generation, your next generation, comes out far much better than all of us here today. May God bless you. May God keep us as we continue to move forward. Long live the Labour Party. Long live our political leader. Long live Philip J. Pierre.